Hey guys, welcome back to the Thisissoul Shop YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something special. I haven't seen it done anywhere yet, and I might be the first person to actually do this. We're gonna change the shape and diameter of a wheel using a grinder. There are 4 different things that you can do with the grinder to your wheels. First, changing the profile. So if you have a round profile, you can reshape it to a bullet profile or a speed profile. If you have a big wheel and you want to shave off 1 little millimeter, you can do that. But if you have some decals or some artwork, some stickers or graphics on the wheel that you want to take off, you can also use it. And then there's one other thing that I'm going to do with it. And for that, you need to continue watching the video. Alright, we are here in our store in Amsterdam. We are one of the, if not the most specialized skate shops in the world. So if you ever need something done with your skates, some customization, you will be at the right spot here. We also have a web shop, Thisissoul.com. So if you need some specialized stuff, we have almost all the small little parts and all the wheels, all the skates on our web shop that you can order right there. And also, we try our best to provide all the necessary information and details there are about these products. So if you want to learn more, check out our website. I went on a trip to Hamburg not so long ago. And on the first day there was a competition. And I was just like warming up. And then I busted my shin on a curb. So now I have a big hole still on my shin. And it really hurts. I can barely stand on it, but I'm doing it anyway for you guys. This made me think though, because it hurts so much, I want to avoid this in the future. And of course, I could have worn a shin guard. This is very good advice if you're thinking that. But for me, I am thinking about changing my setup to be more grind friendly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape off a little bit of my wheel profile to make it less sticky on grinds. Because if you're grinding and you get wheel bite, then this happens by actually the side of your wheel. So I'm going to take a little bit of that off using a grinder to make my grinds easier. The downside if you do that is if you have more pointy wheels, is that if you go edging your skate, so tilting your skate side by side, so either to the inside or the outside, then you will hit your frame walls sooner and you might slip. So if you want to make steep turns, it will actually be harder. For me, my aggressive skates, I really think it's important not to get wheel bite so that I don't bust my shins. So that's why I'm going to do this. This is my current aggressive skate setup. It's a Razor Shift boot, intuition liner, waxed laces, Salomon buckle, a Wish frame, and it has Eco wheels on the outside and undercover Apex wheels in the middle. These middle wheels, they have a metal core. So I really like these wheels because metal cores are super fast. Right now, metal core wheels are really new, so there aren't that many options. There is no other profile, meaning the shape of the wheel, for a metal core wheel. So we have to do it ourselves. The way to do this is with a screw bench, in Dutch a bankschroef, and you clamp your frame in it like this. If you just put the grinder on it like this in a straight angle, then it will just start spinning the wheel. What you need to do is put it on it like this, but in a little bit of an angle. That way there will be some friction and you'll grind off material while you also let the wheel spin. And because the wheel spins, the grinding is equal over the whole outer circle of the wheel. One important thing though, before you do it, you need to give the wheel an initial spin, because otherwise, if you start putting it on, you will just create a scratch on the wheel. You don't want that. So before you put the grinder on, first let the wheel spin and then put it on. Look, the wheel's still spinning. Well, this actually worked really well. So there's a big chunk missing on the side of the wheel, and that's actually the part of the wheel that made me bust my shin. So bye-bye. Now I just have to do the other ones. Then the next thing that you can do is to change the diameter of your wheel. And why would you do that? Because normally bigger wheels are better, but right now it's kind of like fashion in inline skating to experiment with frames that are really long and that are still maneuverable, because the outer wheels are a little bit more off of the ground. And you can buy skates that are like this. It's called the rocker frames. You can buy them where the axles are a little bit higher from the ground. So you can put in some fresh like 4x or 5x 90mm wheels in it. But there are also a lot of old frames floating around, maybe even from the 90s, like this skate here, which is super old. And maybe you cannot afford like one of those fancy, fashionable, rockerable wizard skates, and you do have something like this. Then it's possible to just grind off like 1mm per wheel, or let me say that again. Like the middle wheel you don't touch, this one you do 1mm, and this one you do 2mm smaller. Let me show you how that goes. First, because this is a metal frame and I don't want to damage it, I'm gonna take a cool Thisissoul tote bag and wrap it around the frame so that it doesn't get damaged when I screw it in. All right. First, give the wheel a little spin, then put the grinder on it, put it in a little bit of an angle on the top, and just grind off 1mm. Oh, the spin is not gonna work because this bearing is really old. Let's see if I can manage to do it without the spin. So now you guys can see why the spin is super important, because I tried giving it the spin with the grinder itself and I damaged the wheel here a little bit. Later on, I'm just gonna put in some fresh bearings, make it spin really good, and then I'm gonna take out this flat spot. So that's also one thing that you can use a grinder with. If you have a flat spot in a wheel, you can kind of like grind the entire wheel down so that the flat spot goes away. So this is not a problem. For now, I'm just gonna continue with the second wheel because it actually rolls better, and then it'll be fine. So, let's go. Boom. Sweet. So that was about 1mm. Obviously, if you're doing this yourself, you need to like fine tune it and just do a little piece at the time, and do it a little bit carefully, and measure it each time that you do a little bit, so that you come up with the best end result. Next thing that you can do with the grinder is something that annoys me about new wheels. Every time you get a new wheel, it might be fast, but it just kind of like doesn't feel like the old ones. When you have a worn-in setup, when you have like your favorite setup that you've been using for a while, it kind of like becomes a part of your body, because you know exactly how the wheels will respond with the surface that you're skating. It becomes more predictable. In a new wheel, there's like this fresh little layer that's kind of like unpredictable, and I don't like that. This is my current setup. You see, I use it a lot because it looks like a dirt bike. That's how like dirty it is. And these wheels are pretty new that I have on them. So that means that the center of the wheel is a little bit worn now, but the sides are still not worn. I like to do slides, And when you do slides, your skate goes into an angle and you slide over the ground like that. And if you do a slide, having a predictable grip is really important. And the annoying part right now is that I have a predictable grip when I'm center edge, but when I'm inner or outer edge, I get to the new part of the wheel and it kind of like is unpredictable for me. So what I'm gonna do with my current setup is to just grind off a little bit off of the side right now, because I don't like this new part of the wheel. And for sure next time, now that I realize we can do all this with the grinder, every time that I'm gonna get new wheels, I'm just gonna grind off the top part of the entire wheel, just like 100th of a millimeter with the grinder tool, to make it a little bit more rough and more predictable to skate with. All right, get the Thisissoul bag, wrap it around. Oops. Yeah. All right, let's go grind a bit off the side. These wheels are so happy right now. They never went faster. This is like, wow, we're going so fast, yay. So this was successful. I grinded off a little bit off of the side. This also brings us to the next thing, like the fourth thing that you can do with a grinder like this. When you have a logo or a decal or sticker on the side of your wheel and you don't like maybe the color of it, then you can use the grinder to just grind off like 1/10 of a millimeter, a little bit, and then that will just take off the logo that you don't want. Another good way to do this is to steal your girlfriend's nail polish remover, or if you use nail polish remover yourself, you can use your own. And this works really well into taking off prints like that as well. So that's it. Those are all the things that you can do with the grinder. I'm going to use it for sure now that I realized all this and made a few successful tests with it. If you can find anything else that you can do with the grinder, let me know, because I'm always curious into learning new things about inline skating. If you are also curious in learning new things about inline skating, then definitely continue watching this channel, because we make a new video like this every week. And consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode. See you guys next one. Bye bye. The way to do that is, what's this name? Bankschroef. Bankschroef. So I got to do this. That was catchy, right?